everybody, and welcome back to another Beasts of the Mesozoic toy review. And today we are going to be looking at the 1/18th scale Lythronax argestes by Creative Beast Studio and David Silva for the Tyrannosaurs line. So here we are. There is our incredible Tyrannosaur Lythronax argestes. And before we take a look at this figure, let's take a look at the packaging for this, shall we? So here we have the box for our incredible Lythronax figure, and inside the box you have, to first note, a different type of diorama. This is actually part of a painting that was done, like the cover art, by Gabriel Uguido, aka Serpenilis, on Instagram. And he is a very talented paleo artist, and yeah, absolutely phenomenal what he's done here. And yeah, it actually really blew my mind that instead of the normal forest, desert, or other type of background that we got on the inside of the box, in regards to the backdrop you can use to as a diorama, you actually get the angry Diabloceratops herd that just had one of their babies stolen by the Lythronax on the cover. So you can actually recreate that scene if you so want to. On the back, of course, you get information about the dinosaur. You also get this incredible obligatory product shot regarding the other dinosaurs in the Tyrannosaurs lineup for Wave 2 of the Tyrannosaur series. And of course, along with the figure and the packaging inside, yeah, you also get this card and the ever important set of instructions. Woot woot! But yeah, these are very important. They are absolutely necessary if you want to prevent breaking your figure. And yeah, I would definitely read them before I open. I would definitely read them before you open the figure and try to put it together, because it does come with a tail disassembled, and it does have replaceable legs if you so want to have it posed differently. Now, the thing about the tail, when you assemble it, is you need to heat it up either with a hairdryer or hot water. I always recommend a hairdryer because it's more consistent than hot water. And that's just me. I mean, if hot water works just as well for you, you can do that. But again, I find the hairdryer more consistent, so better to do that. It's also important that you heat up the joints on your dinosaur figures for the Beasts of the Mesozoic, so that way you can also, of course, prevent breakage in any of the joints. Yeah, but that's very important. But anyway, moving on to the figure itself, here we have our beautiful Lythronax argestes. And I have to tell you, this is one of my favorite Wave 2 Tyrannosaurs, second only to Bistahia Versor in regards to favorites in Wave 2. And it is absolutely gorgeous. The coloration is based off a spiny iguana, which is a type of lizard native to Central and South America. And yeah, it absolutely looks phenomenal on Lythronax. I honestly, as a result of the color scheme that they used, I can't envision it looking like anything else. It's fantastic. And yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Now, yeah, taking this figure off the stand, like so, because he does come with this beautiful stand, which is actually two pieces you can separate back here courtesy of this, though I won't because honestly I like how this looks. But anyway, taking him off the stand, you can see absolutely all that incredible detail in the Lythronax. I mean, you can see it in his mouth with that tongue and those gums and teeth. You can see it in all those scales. And absolutely, I love how the color scheme transitions across the dinosaur. It's absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, if you look at the underbelly and the arms, yeah, just incredible, incredible detail regarding how they did this. It is, oh, just incredible. No other word for it. Now, in regards to articulation, our Lythronax figure can open and close his jaws, like so. He doesn't entirely close his jaws in mine, but if you got a hot hairdryer, you can adjust that a little bit. I kind of like how it looks this way because, yeah, he looks like he's about to bare his teeth and open his mouth in an attack when he's got his mouth closed like that. Yeah, just looks absolutely menacing, like he is getting ready to open up his mouth. Now, the neck does move about this far down, and same with the head. It can move about this far up, plus the head can also move about this far up. So he does not have a lot of range of motion up and down in his neck, but he does have quite a bit of side-to-side motion. He can move his neck and head about this far to the right, this far to the left, like so. His torso can also move about this far, or right, left, and he can also move it up like that and down like that. So he's got quite a bit of motion there. The arms can do a full 360. They also have outward flex, like so. The elbow joint can move about this far and about this. The wrists can rotate, though I don't recommend it because it's not accurate, because Tyrannosaurs have hands that don't pronate. That is to say, they don't go like this, they go like this. So when the hands are out like this, if they're not tucked about into the body, they're facing toward each other like it's about to clat. So yeah, I love the arms for this, and the legs can move about this far forward at the hip, though I don't recommend you bend them any further than that. They can bend about, I'd say, this far back, just because of the limits you have here. If you try moving them any farther forward or back, you might pop the joint out of the hip, and that would not be fun. The knee joint on these standing legs bends about this far back and this far forward on both legs. He can stand up on his own, which is kind of tricky with this particular individual. Might be true for some figures for this toy, but not for others. Okay, there we go. And for a moment, I thought he was going to fall over. But he also has the ability to move his tail about this far to his left, and about that far to his right. And in the last third of the tail, as is true with all the big Tyrannosaurs, whether it's Lythronax or T-Rex or anything else, you do have wire in the tail, so you can actually flex that end of the tail as you want for better posability. I love to have it just kind of a nice little weak S-curve, just to make it show he's looking active and ferocious. Now, the only... Yeah. just absolutely incredible. But anyway, Lythronax is definitely one of my favorite tyrannosaurs. It is the earliest known tyrannosaurid currently discovered, and it is a fascinating animal. It appeared about 81 million years ago, and yeah, it was a member of the family that was living in the Waweep Formation in Utah. So it would have lived in the same area as many other newly discovered tyrannosaurs have been found in, such as Teratophonius and Bistahia versor and some others, but not quite the same time. This animal was a bit earlier than them, and it is also a member of the same group of tyrannosaurids that gave rise to Tyrannosaurus rex itself. Apparently, during the Cretaceous period, tyrannosaurs evolved first in North America, specifically the tyrannosaurids, not the tyrannosauroids, the more advanced tyrannosaurids with 2 fingers. Apparently they evolved in North America first, and then continuously migrated between North America and Asia during the last 20 million years of the age of the dinosaurs. And it turns out Lythronax is part of a group, or clade as it's properly called, of tyrannosaurs that include Tyrannosaurus rex itself, Bistahia versor, well, not Bistahia versor, what am I saying? Sorry. It includes the clade that Lythronax belongs to, in fact, includes Tyrannosaurus itself, Tarbosaurus, Daspletosaurus, because it has been found to be the ancestor of Tyrannosaurus rex, along with Zucheng tyrannus, and perhaps a few others, but nobody's quite sure. But yeah, it is definitely one of the more interesting tyrannosaurs. And it also lived alongside the ceratopsian Diabloceratops when it was alive. Now, I am going to take a moment to actually go and get the Diabloceratops so I can show you a size comparison between the two. So if you will just hold on a moment, we will be right back. So here is our Diabloceratops for comparison with Lythronax argestes. And these dinosaur figures are to scale with one another. So if I were to place them here like this, you can see that Lythronax is pretty large compared to Diabloceratops. Admittedly, he's standing on a rock right now, but yeah, if I was to lift Diabloceratops up, you can see he scales pretty well with Lythronax. Yeah, but yeah, the Waweep Formation is not the best known formation we have dinosaurs from, but in addition to Diabloceratops, there would have been a lot of other dinosaurs living at the same time and in the same place that Lythronax would have been able to hunt, including hadrosaurs, ankylosaurs, various types of small dinosaurs like ornithomimids and perhaps animals related to Thescelosaurus and Orodromius, if you're familiar with those little dinosaurs, and probably also a fair few members of the Dromaeosaur family and Troodontids. So it probably was a very rich fauna, but the Waweep Formation still is giving up a lot of its secrets in regards to paleontology So we don't yet know the extent of what might be there. But nevertheless, it's very, very fascinating to think about, and I really look forward to seeing what else is uncovered from the formation. And yeah, just really looking forward to it. Now, size-wise, this Lythronax figure is about 16 inches long, and he is a little over 6¼ inches high when he is not standing on this base. For size comparison, I will also showcase some of the other tyrannosaurs that are similar in scale to him. I will not compare him to T-Rex in this video, simply because Tyrannosaurus Rex is very, very awkward and heavy, and honestly, I'm going to save that for a later video when we have all the Tyrannosaurs together from all 3 waves. But anyway, here he is with Bistahia Versor. And as you can see, Bistahia Versor, if he's standing up at the same height as Lythronax, he is actually very slightly, well, I found he's very slightly taller than Lythronax, just in regards to certain parts of his body. But again, this base is making things a little more inaccurate in regards to showcasing that difference in height. But as you can see, very similar in size. These are to scale with one another. So you're looking at an animal that's about 25, maybe 30 feet long at the largest. And yeah, comparing that to another tyrannosaur, in this case Teratophonius, you can see Lythronax is actually a fair bit bigger than Teratophonius. But again, this may not entirely be accurate, because the best skeleton we have for Teratophonius is that of a subadult or a juvenile. There are some fossils that show Teratophonius was capable of reaching similar sizes, but this is a pretty good scale with one another. And then finally, we have Little Guanlong, one of the smallest Jurassic tyrannosaurs in the toy line. And he is nowhere near the same size as Lythronax. This is a very, very small dinosaur compared to Lythronax. I mean, they're in the same superfamily, the Tyrannosauroidea, but as you can see, Lythronax dwarfs Guanlong significantly. This is like this is raptor size, and of course this is a 25-foot long apex carnivore that would have hunted whatever it wanted in its environment. So very, very big difference in size. Now, price-wise, this Tyrannosaur is about $90. So he's not the most expensive, but he is up there in price. And he is definitely a Tyrannosaur you want to save up for if you want to get this particular animal. I would recommend definitely thinking about it before you decide to get him, but at the same time, I cannot recommend him enough because he is just absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I definitely do not regret anything in regards to purchasing this particular Tyrannosaur, because he is just so magnificent. It's so beautifully sculpted and done. This really feels like a real animal when you look at it. It really does. And the fact that you can pose him in so many different ways is incredible. And speaking of poses, I almost forgot that our Lythronax figure, like all other beasts of the Mesozoic tyrannosaurs, does come with a set of spare legs and several sets of feet. Now, placing him down like this, all you have to do is pop off a leg, like so, and then put this spare leg on like this. It just pops right into the joint, and its range of motion is about this far or forward at the ankle, this far back at the ankle, about this far back at the knee, this far forward at the knee. So, very nice range of motion, and you can get some very nice poses with this dinosaur. Yeah, there's really no limit to what you can set this guy up for in regards to poses that you can either photograph or do for stop motion, whatever you want to do with it. Yeah, and in regards to the feet, because this is really cool. Hang on a sec. He never wants to stand up. Anyway, in regards to the feet, you get 2 sets of closed toes for your Lythronax. And these are for putting the feet into running poses. And then you also get 2 sets of mid-stride toes, that is to say, mid-step, so that you can make it look like he's really pounding the ground as he's moving forward and is about to take a step and lift his foot off. And how you put this on is, what you do is you gently pop off, like so, this hind limb, and then you just pop this in, like this, and sometimes this is a little difficult to do. So maybe if I place this foot in instead, like so. And again, this is not the easiest thing to do. Perhaps, and yeah, perhaps it's better sometimes to just heat up the feet with a hairdryer before you try to do this. I'm not going to try and force it because I don't want to break the figure, but you get the idea. But yeah, you can replace it with these feet. You can replace it with these feet, like so. And you can just do all sorts of cool poses with your Tyrannosaur figures. You can really set them up well on that. But I do recommend never keeping them on this stand for long periods of time on only one foot like that, because eventually they will bend and fall over. So best to keep them in the standing position without the base, perhaps leaning up against something, just for a little additional support if you want to keep them from eventually falling over. But yeah, these are incredible figures, and I can't recommend them enough. They are absolutely glorious. I mean, just phenomenally made, phenomenally painted and sculpted, and they really hammer home what these dinosaurs might have looked like. There's no describing how excited I am every time I get one of these figures. It's insane. And yeah, I can't wait for Wave 3. Now, just to let you know, until Wave 3 comes in, I will not be making more Beasts of the Mesozoic videos in the interim. I'm actually going to wait until just before the pre-order store closes in January to purchase more of them. And yeah, and the videos will then continue from there, and after the Tyrannosaurs are all done, after I get every single Wave 3 figure, then it will just be fan's choice and the smaller figures from then on until Cyberzoic is finally finished. And yeah, it's going to be fun. With some of the larger figures, though, I will also be telling you that I will only be getting 1 or 2 of those a month, depending on how expensive they are. Because things like Tarbosaurus and Albertosaurus and Gorgosaurus and Daspletosaurus, they are about the same price as the largest of the ceratopsians, so around $150. So, yeah, not something you can do very frequently if you have a certain amount you have to make sure you have each month. But it's still doable, and I look forward to sharing each and every one of them with you, just like I have with all the rest. So this is SaberX signing off, saying you're never too old to play with toys. Hey, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you want to see more video reviews like this. And I can't wait to see you all when Wave 3 finally hits the shelves. So thank you, and good night. Bye-bye.